Yes, let's pause for the cause. Peace, love, and light, everyone. How is everyone doing this evening? Um, it is 5:22, and we are on the day of January the 10th. That is 110. And today, the goddess has come to speak to you about light codes. Yes, light codes. Well, one might ask, what is light codes? And, of course, there is a brief explanation. And pretty much, light codes are codes that are given to us or that are created through light and angles of light. If you've ever looked into a light or like a ceiling fan that has lights on it, if you stare at it for no less than 5 minutes, you will begin to see little squiggly lines and maybe different colors. And it depends on your level of concentration and how the light is being angled, but you can literally see codes, those little squiggly lines and dots, and looks like little pictures of things. Those are light codes. But let's get into a more scientific, esoteric meaning. So, um, symbols, these light symbols are living energies, healing codes of light from the universe, we would say. And they are designed to help us along our unique and individual paths. Each symbol has its own character, personality. Each offers us a unique gifts, including DNA repair, upgrades, downloads, and activations. Each symbol is associated with a channeled message, and your light codes are your message. And when you are aware of them, then you can begin to decode them, so to speak. If there are light codes that need to be decoded by you, and it's pretty much um, your mind breaking down this information and transmuting it into a form you can understand, which all happens in your brain. The subconscious mind works, or is activated. It records signs and symbols. Your mind is the greatest quantum supercomputer ever available to any mankind, or any man or mankind. And the light codes are very important. And moving forward in these cosmic times, they've become of the utmost importance. Our body is, I would say, our body is continuously solving mathematical codes that are coming to us from the sun in the form of charged particles in this time. And so the entire earth is enveloped in radiation in these times. And intensifies by the amount of energy the sun gives out, your X flares, your M flares. And one of the light codes that we're going to work with today is called gamma. Now, what you see on the screen is called a nen, and it's an ancient Kemetic Egyptian symbol that replicates um, the power of the sun, its resurrection power, its energetic power. As you could see, there's a jet pillar in the middle, and the signs that it has that resembles hands going up is actually Heka, which is the energy, and the disc on top represents the sun. And so the entire image is called a nen. And you can do your own research. It's a Nen. Now, the light code that we are going to um, talk about is called gamma. Now, I need to be able to add a clip. Hold on. So this image you see here is called gamma. That's the light code. And it's just like gamma, as in gamma rays, Gamma, gamma. Interesting. This light code is named after the actual ray of light, which is called gamma, right? So this is probably the origination of where that name came from. First, you have to have the code, right? And then you have the frequency. So we could say that frequency is a series of codes being activated. So this particular symbol is called gamma, and it's for opening channels of light, connecting to source, breaking through, and dissolving barriers. So all last week is something as simple as taking a washable marker, and I was just drawing the symbol and trying to remember it uh, myself. So of course I'm looking at it for a couple of minutes for a 7-day period. And that's how you're locking it into your subconscious mind, so that when you are connecting to source, opening channels of light, or dissolving barriers and trying to break through these obstacles that we are all facing, you activate gamma, okay? And to activate it is simply to bring the picture up in your mind, all right? Bring it up uh, and activate it there. Or draw it and activate it. Draw it on your hand somehow. Activate it. Draw it somewhere, on your body with, of course, a washable marker. Now, those that are into tattoos, these are some suggestions of applicable tattooing, right? You are the computer. You are the coder. And let me just give you the description of gamma: happiness, sweetness, lightness, playfulness. Gamma comes to you with the message of joy, whatever your current situation or struggle might be. Gamma reminds you that there is another perspective to view it from. Perspective has come into my consciousness for study the latter part of 2023. And so I just want to put it out there that perspective is is pretty much a lifesaver in 2024. What it's going to be relied upon a lot more than we're used to. And we're going to have to be able to switch perspectives to contain your sanity moving forward. Gamma reminds you that there is another perspective to view it from, another choice you can make, another solution that will soon present itself. Sometimes we don't always have the answer, but when you activate gamma and then wait, because it will soon present itself. When we shed light on something, it always looks different than it did in the dark. Again, when you shed light on something, it always looks different than it did in the dark. There's a positive intent in every situation, and it's our great challenge to find it. Some of our greatest barriers and challenges that we're facing has a positive to it, but you might have to juggle a few perspectives to see it, to find it. But if you seek, you shall find. Because again, there is a positive intent in every situation if you can find it. Even if you feel you are a victim of negative circumstances in the moment, there is potential for positive gain always. But it's your choice. You have to know that there is positive potential to gain. You must always know this. And as I'm talking, I'm shielding myself because I always take heed to my own messages. I cannot speak with you without speaking to thine own self. Be true. And so this is a great message and powerful. Always positive potential. Always room for positive potential. I actually really needed to hear that at this time for my own personal dissolving of barriers. Can you feel them disintegrating? Some of them are very thick and must be chiseled away at. But just in knowing that there is a positive intent in every situation, and the challenge sometimes is simply finding it. As we stated, even if you feel that you are a victim of negative circumstances, there is potential for positive gain. I know you lost that job. I know that relationship didn't work out. I know you're being hit financially. I know the harder you try, the harder opposition and barriers are built in front of you. Always gamma reminds us that we can look at something in a different way, with more awareness, with ease, and even happiness. It reminds us that there is love to be found, even in the darkest places. It reminds us that there is love to be found, even in the darkest places. We need only remember to bring forward our light in times of darkness. Somebody say, I'm in Ra. People are hurting. The goddess feels your pain. Grab your rose quartz, regardless of what anyone says. Rose quartz is a true and real crystal, and it is activated by the sun. It is activated by the warmth of your body. It's all about perspective. Scientists are now saying that even lifeless objects have a form of life to it. The Bible said rocks would cry out. That is a, a very alchemical and clear statement that even seemingly lifeless objects contain life. And so we all, in essence, face challenges and barriers, even the rocks. Look gently upon Gamma. Look for and feel into its unique playfulness, sweetness, and compassion. There is a spark of light in every dark place. Choose to see it. That's the difference between choosing to be healed. That is where the healing starts. In your choice to be healed. Some of us are attempting to make great changes and for a positive meaning in your life. At every stage of life, you should always want to do better. And always, Gamma reminds us that we can look at something in a way that brings us more awareness, ease, and happiness. We need only remember our part, which is to bring forward our light. It is your responsibility. Those that don't want to be accountable for anything, you're at least accountable for the light that you share, for the light that you bring forward, and the suffering of our own consequences. I know. I'll deal with it tomorrow. I'll deal with it tomorrow. I'll deal with it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes. It's such a heavy burden. Why not deal with it a little bit at a time? As much as you can muster up in yourself. For some, it's hard to stay motivated because daily we are lynched with circumstances and situations of life. To some, they may say it's not the end of the world, but to some, for them it is. And these are, brothers and sisters, we want to project Gamma, this this day, this evening. Protect gamma. May your charged particles you receive be filled with gamma, the barrier breaking light, the opening channel light, the connecting to source light, the healing light. I don't know you, and I don't know your circumstances. I can only know that you exist and they exist. And so right now I send gamma into the atmosphere. It reminds me of a name we hold very dear in our lives. As a child, we called grandmother Gamma or Mama, but Gamma is grandma, Gamma to a baby, Gamma, connecting to source. There are many paths that lead to the same road. Very many. Sometimes the challenge is which path. But if we know they all lead to the same way, we could try a few different paths. This evening, I activate gamma within and without, as above, so below, and all around me in a circular circumference, from head to toe, and all angles covered within. Use gamma to dissolve barriers. Use light code gamma to dissolve barriers. You need only look at the image, and your mind learns by signs and symbols. You are the greatest supercomputer there is. Your mind takes a photograph and stores it in a memory bank. And when these dissolving barriers come, when you need to break through, when you need to connect to source or open up a channel to communicate with your ancestors, remember the symbol and activate it. To activate it, you need only bring it up in your mind. Conscious awareness is what it's called. You know you're bringing the symbol up to dissolve barriers. You know, it's just like when you may be in need of finances, you may write the symbol. You may find yourself creating the symbol that represents money. Everything is symbolic, family. The symbols are just as important as the thing, right? One experiment I did, and we're talking about this money symbol. One time I was in need of some money fast. And I was just doodling and I was just writing. I have a habit of doing that. When I need to solve problems, sometimes I just get a piece of paper and a pen. A blank piece of paper and a pen. Literally, sometimes X is your problem. If you know how to do algebra in any way, simple equations to solve for X. X is your issue. X is your problem. X is your goal. X is the barrier. You can begin to literally write it out the picture. Or if you're trying to magnetize something to yourself, you repeat the symbol, right? Repetition activates memory. Imagine if you worked with light codes in that way. That is my journey, and it is working. Because remember, when we shed light on something, it always looks different than it did in the dark. Darkness, or it reminds us that there is love to be found even in the darkest places, right? Love wants to see you fulfilled. Love wants to see you in peace and in joy. So, in closing, look gently upon Gamma. Look for and feel into its unique playfulness, sweetness, and compassion. There is a spark of light in every dark place. Choose to see it. Perhaps you notice something beautiful near you, or something that makes you laugh. Or as you travel a path of self love, Gamma reminds you not to try so hard and not to be hard on yourself. Gamma offers you strength and stamina so you can clear away any barrier or challenge that has impeded your movement even closer towards your goal and embracing joy. So you could sit quietly and comfortably in a place you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and quiet your mind. With every slow, deep breath you take, feel yourself sinking deeply into the ground. When you are ready, open your eyes and gaze softly upon Gamma. Feel its happiness and sweetness. Feel it gently guiding you into a lighter, more joyful place. Feel yourself open its guidance and assistance on your healing journey. Join me and stay with Gamma for as long as is comfortable to you. When you are done, thank Gamma for its assistance and use this symbol as often as you feel is right for you. Light codes, an ancient tool, an ancient healing tool for us. And on that note, until the next code time, I will see you guys later. You work with each code for 7 days. And I'll see you on the next code of light. Peace from the Tanya 23 experience.